going on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to the Weekend Preview. Today is Saturday, June 10th, 2017, and you may be saying to yourself, Saturday? Phil, you typically do the Weekend Preview on Sunday. What gives? Very simply put, this week, the schedule is a little bit different because of E3, because of all the festivities going on with E3, the press conferences, and the like that I'll be covering for you. I want to be sure that I have time to do so, and therefore I didn't want to leave the Weekend Preview until Sunday, when Sunday night there's actually a press conference that I'm going to be covering really late, okay? So, in this video, it's going to be covering very in-depth and matter-of-fact how I'm covering E3 this week, but also discussing a lot of the other new releases that I'll be covering this week. If you can believe it, ladies and gentlemen, this week I may be receiving a new Nintendo Switch, in which case, if that actually happens around midweek, which it may, I may actually be doing one or two game purchases on there and checking out some games on the Switch this week, which would be really freaking awesome. So let's talk. This is going to be a big, eventful week for me, and I hope that you're looking forward to it, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, you may not realize this. E3 already started. E3 started today, not the floor show showing off all the games, but the actual big publisher press conferences started today with EA's press conference. I was in my stream chat on my Twitch channel live, talking with people in the stream chat about it as it happened, and then I immediately did my reactions video on stream and uploaded it right here to DSP Gaming, right here to the King 8 Vlogs. So if you didn't see that video yet, I strongly recommend you check it out. Not only is there good information there about games and EA releases, but also some really hilarious, funny fucking stuff that happened. It was really a train wreck of a fucking press conference. So that was today, and then, the second half of the day I ended up doing errands and the like, so I didn't really have time to do anything else. Tomorrow is the polar opposite. Tomorrow is Business 101, crazy amount of stuff, so get ready, because here we go, alright? Tomorrow, around the usual time, between, let's say, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be starting up a stream of the conclusion of Perception. This is the survival horror / puzzle kind of walking simulator game that I played on Friday, and I'm going to finish it up on stream on Sunday, okay? So that's to start the day. Then at 2 p.m. Pacific time is the Microsoft press conference. I will be watching it in the stream chat. I won't be doing live reactions, but I'll be commenting on it in the stream chat of my Twitch page and taking notes, and then immediately when it ends, I'll be doing my reactions video for the Microsoft press conference, and I will upload that to the King of Hate Vlogs immediately following. Then I'll be taking a break for dinner. Then I'll be coming back, because at 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, is the... No, I miss, hold on a second. I have the schedule over here, and I want to be sure I'm telling you the right thing. Hold on. I was right. I had that wrong. Sorry. So, then, I'll take a break for dinner after the Microsoft Reactions stream. Then at 7 p.m., I'll be doing a 1.5 to 2 hour stream of Tekken 7 online play on my Twitch channel, alright? And then at 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Pacific time, Bethesda is doing their press conference. So I'll be watching that live in the stream chat, chatting with you, and then afterward, I'll be doing my live reaction stream to the Bethesda press conference. All right, so what a packed day. The conclusion of Perception, Microsoft reactions, Tekken 7 gameplay, Bethesda reactions. Jam-packed, loaded day, okay? Monday, what I'm going to try to do is maybe do about just a really mini stream, an hour session of Friday the 13th, which apparently was patched and now apparently works. I hope so, because I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try that Monday, roughly between 11:30 to 12 noon Pacific time. I'm going to play for like 1 hour, okay? Then at 1 p.m. is the Ubisoft press conference. I'll be watching that, again, chatting it up in my stream chat, and then afterward, do my live reactions. Later that day at 6 p.m. is the Sony press conference, so again, watching it, and then live reactions right after that. And then Monday night, I'm not going to be doing anything else, because what I'm going to probably be doing is either, if I have extra time, work on editing a new video for KO Gaming so I can put out a new fan-submitted video, because I actually have 3 more I have to edit now that I haven't had a chance to, or I may actually begin work on my Tekken 7 review. We'll see, okay? And then on Tuesday, the last big press conference for E3 is Nintendo, but that's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not going to fucking get up super early to watch Nintendo. I'm just not. I'm sorry. And they're even saying Nintendo's press conference might only be 30 minutes long, because they really have nothing to fucking talk about. I'm not going to go crazy. So here's what I'm going to do. On Tuesday, I'm actually going to do a normal gameplay stream like I usually do. It'll start between noon, or excuse me, 11 to 11:30 Pacific time. It's going to be Persona 5 coming back for the first time in over a week. Okay, so a full Persona 5 stream coming up this Tuesday. And then Tuesday night, if I have a chance and I watch this Nintendo, announcement or whatever, and I actually feel that it warrants making a video reacting to what Nintendo had to say, I'll do that Tuesday night. Boy, I'm screwing up the dates here. I'll do that Tuesday night on stream, and again, upload that to the King of Hate vlogs. If not, I just won't. I won't bother, and what I'll maybe do is save it, because later in this week, as I'm about to explain, I'm doing a Hate Live podcast. Yeah, I'm doing a Hate Live podcast this week, which should be pretty fun. Okay? All right. So, to recap, before we jump into the rest of the week, which is going to be pretty exciting. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's going to be the conclusion of Perception, Microsoft press conference reactions, Tekken 7 gameplay, and Bethesda press conference reactions. Monday, it's going to be a little bit of Friday the 13th, followed by the Ubisoft press conference reactions and the Sony press conference reactions, and then I'm going to work at stuff offline afterward. Tuesday, a full gameplay stream of Persona 5, and then if I want to react to the Nintendo stuff, I will. If not, then I'm probably going to be working on edited stuff like my Tekken 7 review Tuesday night, alright? Now, by Wednesday, E3 is over. All right, by Wednesday, E3 is over. Yes, there's still news coming from the show floor and everything, but basically all the information that you wanted is going to be public and on the internet. So there's not going to be any more press conferences or anything that I'm going to be covering, all right? But I will be looking on the internet for different stories, different announcements of different games and the like. In particular, there's a few games, like there's a new Dragon Ball Z Fighter made apparently by Arc Systems, possibly the same people who made Guilty Gear. It's supposed to be like a Marvel vs. Capcom style game. Could be pretty damn good, so I'm excited to get news of various games, all right? I'm going to be behind the scenes putting that together for you during the week. Wednesday, there's a possibility I may be getting a Nintendo Switch, but I don't know when it's going to be delivered or if it's actually really coming on Wednesday. There's no real confirmation yet. You might be saying to yourself, how is Phil getting a Nintendo Switch? I can't give you the details because basically it's a viewer and fan of mine who wants to remain anonymous, basically because they're afraid that if they come out and, I give them a shout out that they're going to be trolled. But basically, a fan who was really upset when my Nintendo Switch that I bought earlier this year broke because they wanted to see me cover all the Nintendo Switch games, including right now Ultra Street Fighter Ultra Street Fighter 2 that's now been out for 2 weeks and I haven't been able to play it. They were like, this sucks. And, ARMS, actually, is supposed to be coming out, I believe, at the end of this week. And that's a game people wanted to see me cover, and I can't cover it if I don't have a Switch. I'm sorry, I'm just not dropping another $300 on a console that was faulty to begin with. And plus, there are none. I couldn't find any consoles anywhere, any Switches around me. So, if and when I get this Switch this week, I think I want to try out Ultra Street Fighter 2. As you guys know, basically what Ultra Street Fighter 2 is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. The Street Fighter game that that's the one I've always been the best at. Not that I'm the best overall in the world, but that's the game I'm the best at when it comes to competitive fighters. And this version of the game, yeah, it might have a few tweaks here or there and a new character here or there, but for the most part, it's going to be the same as Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix that was released almost 10 years ago now, I believe. So, I definitely want to take a stab at that. I think that would be a really fun couple sessions and something that I could go back to because I know how to play with every character in Super Turbo, and I could show off some really fun stuff in that game, and I think that would be really fun, okay? So if and when I get a Switch, that's going to be gameplay streams this week, alright? I'm not done with Tekken. I still want to do a little bit more Tekken coverage, maybe try out one or two more characters, or just continuously kind of go back a little bit every once in a while to play online. So there will be some more Tekken coverage this week, and I will be reviewing Tekken on KO Gaming by the end of this week, alright? On Thursday of this coming week, so what day would that be? That would actually be Thursday the 15th. I'm going to be doing an episode of Hate Live, my podcast. That's going to be my main stream this coming Thursday. And the primary focus of the podcast is going to be E3. What I'm going to do is kind of summarize the things that I liked and I disliked about each of the major press conferences and rank them and let you know what I think kind of was the best thing at E3 this year and maybe what was like one of the worst things at E3 this year. All right, we'll see. But, that's kind of what I want to do on the podcast. Of course, the podcast will also discuss all kinds of stuff. Current events, things going on with me in the business, games that I'm playing, status updates. There's so much stuff going on for the summer right now in regards to my summer projects and stuff that I want to do on stream and everything. And I think it's a lot of information I can relay to you on the podcast, plus live Q&A, right? There'll be live Q&A on the podcast. So definitely check that out this coming Thursday, okay? And then for the rest of the week, quite honestly, I want to play it by ear. And here's why I say that. because every year, every year at E3, typically during the course of the week, there's some prize announcements, and there may be games that just get announced out of nowhere that release immediately that I might want to check out. Indie games, or sometimes not even indie games, some mid-range titles sometimes just get released, boom, out of nowhere. And I want to leave myself open to the point where I can say on the fly I can cover those games if they are released. Now, if not, I've got obviously Tekken. I could play more Friday the 13th. I could always go back to Persona 5. When the Switch shows up, I could play the Switch, right? If the Switch shows up by the end of the week, and I believe ARMS does release the end of this week coming up, I will be covering ARMS. Now, yes, ARMS is a first-party Nintendo title, and chances are, if I make any videos of it, they'll all be Content ID claimed, and I'll make no money on YouTube. So I am basically relying on you, the viewers, to come out to the streams and participate in any way that you can, and or to watch my other videos that are monetized so that I can actually continuously cover Nintendo games and not have to worry about every time I cover it, now I make no money and I can't do this anymore as a job, or you know, I can't keep the streams going, I can't keep the videos going because I can't pay my bills, alright? I want to cover Nintendo games for you, but I need your buy-in for it, alright? Which means, you know, cheering on the stream, subbing, tipping, and watching all the other stuff as well. Patreon, pledging to my Patreon, all that stuff to keep the Nintendo coverage coming. Now, I am delving with the idea of possibly looking into getting a YouTube channel for Nintendo games only. Meaning, remember how I had those other spin-off channels that were just for fighting games, just for Rockstar games, etc.? I could do like a Nintendo-only channel on YouTube. The problem is, and a lot of people don't know this, the way Nintendo's partnership program works is that it's exclusive only to first-party Nintendo games. What Nintendo will do is approve your videos for monetization and actually get ads, and you'll get a cut of the ads, alright, the ad revenue, and Nintendo gets a cut of the ad revenue. The problem is, and this is the dumbest fucking program ever made, because guess what? You have to have your videos live and viewable on that page for about 3 days before Nintendo reviews them and either says thumbs up or thumbs down. Now, most people watch videos in the first 3 days. So what you're telling me is basically the vast amount of views I'll get on any Nintendo content that I put on YouTube will not count, and I'll get nothing for it. And after 3 days, any residual views that I get, I'll get a little bit of trickle of money on. It makes no fucking sense, and you may say, well, Phil, why not just set those videos to private and then, you know, make them public later? Nintendo came out and said, well, if it's set to unlisted or private, we can't review the video, so it's not going to work. They're idiots. Nintendo has a program on YouTube that doesn't work, but they're so stupid. I mean, they're dumb enough to claim everyone's fucking videos anyway, and now they have a program that doesn't fucking work, pretending like they're trying to work with YouTubers. They're not. They're full of shit. Nintendo doesn't care about the consumer. They just don't. They just care about this, and thinking that they're elitist and they're the smartest and they're going to just fucking keep putting out whatever they want and they're better than you. I've said it for years, and this is just proof, positive proof that this is their mindset. So, I don't even know if it's worth it to even try to bother to get a, you know, sponsored or partnered Nintendo program YouTube channel, or if I should just say fuck it and bite the bullet and play Nintendo games and upload them to DSP Gaming and have all the ad content taken away from me and just rely on you guys to be supportive with watching the streams, cheering, subbing, and tipping during the streams, watching my other videos, and using things like Patreon in order to support me so I can keep covering Nintendo games, alright? This is all an experiment. I'm incredibly grateful to the fan who donated the Switch, and apparently it's coming this week. Fingers crossed that everything works out, because I want to keep covering Nintendo games. I guess we're going to see firsthand how it's going to work out, okay? So that's it. After like midweek this week, I don't really have anything concrete to tell you, because I don't want to absolutely promise you something, and then the Switch shows up and now I want to cover that. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of leaving it open. However, there are a few things that will be starting shortly that I want to let everyone know about. First of all, the Patron's Choice playthrough was chosen as Danganronpa 2, and that's going to start either this week or next week, alright? I'm putting my foot down and saying I'm definitely starting this game at some point, either this week or next week. Depending on how the end of the week goes, it'll determine that. But at the latest, it's actually going to start next week, alright? My Danganronpa 2 playthrough. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is what I did with Danganronpa 1 near the end. So what I think I'll do, I'll stream it, but I'll stream it with my stream chat closed, and there will be no on-screen notifications. It'll just be like raw gameplay stream, so there's no spoilers and nothing that's going to throw off the narrative of the game, and that way people who want to see live can watch it. But if you do cheer or sub or tip, what I'll do is maybe at the end of every session, I'll open it up and I'll start, reading out shout-outs if I can, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to get trolls, too. You're always going to have that element. There's nothing you can do about it. But we'll see. All right, let's see how it goes. But I definitely want to start that at the latest by next week. And then the big thing, I'm going to talk about this on Hate Live podcast this week, the choice between, do I want to do Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin? Do I want to do a Red Dead Redemption, new fresh run to get myself refreshed for the game for next year, or the sequel next year? Or do I want to do one of the classic GTAs again, like Vice City or San Andreas, because those playthroughs have all but been destroyed with content ID claims, blocked videos, muted videos, and everything on YouTube, and I really want to have good quality playthroughs of those games up on YouTube, and I think I'm going to have to redo them, all right? So one of those three projects is going to be kind of the big summer project, and I think I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later this week on the podcast and see if I can get your opinions. Which one would you want to see more? Maybe I could do a poll. I'm not sure what I should do, but very curious to see what everyone's opinion is and what people would want to see the most out of those three, because honestly, I'm stoked to do any of the three. I think any of the three would be a great summer project, and I just need to basically figure out which is the one that people would want to see and do it. So I guess we'll find out, all right? One final announcement, patron stuff for the end of the video here. If you were a patron in May, I'm going to message, if you messaged me back this week with information about getting your perks, I'm going to submit that information tonight to my webmaster, and within a week, everything should be done, meaning you should get forum upgrades or whatever. If I owe you a private Q&A video tonight, I don't have time to film it, but I'm going to be doing those next week, so next weekend, if I owed you a private Q&A video, expect to get it. So that's patron stuff, and a new goal has been announced for the month of June. And I apologize because I forgot to interject the damn thing into here. I was going to do it. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it now because I'm not at my computer to set it up. Basically, the June goal for my Patreon is a Gotta Go Fast Patron's Choice event where if you pledge $5 or more by the end of this month to patreon.com/DarksidePhil, and if we hit the funding goal, you're going to be voting on a full playthrough of one of three Sonic games, either Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, or Shadow the Hedgehog. All right, that's cool. Last year, I did a similar thing. Sonic 06 won the voting, and Sonic 06 ended up being one of, if not one of the best things I did in a long time. So I fully expect that this would probably end up being quite an enjoyable experience as well for everybody. So please, you have to pledge by the end of the month to get in on this event, and we have to hit the funding goal, and last month we were this close to not hitting it. So please pledge if you're interested in seeing this Sonic event. And by the way, that event would probably start late July, early August. And it's perfect timing because it would be just enough time for me to finish it off before the new releases start in mid-August. So I'm stoked. I hope you're stoked too. Okay? That's it, folks. Thanks for watching the Week in Preview. Hope to see you for all the E3 coverage, for all the new gameplay this week. If my Switch shows up, that would be awesome. Lots of positive, awesome stuff coming this week. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good as well. The summer is heating up, and let's check it out together, all right? Thanks, everyone. And without further ado, thanks to the following May patrons who made the upcoming Indies Marathon, which they're now actually nominating games for, possible. Peace out, everyone. See ya this week for fun.